Before the Netherlands became the unified country we know today, it was a republic of 7 provinces, each with a strong sense of independence. This independence extended to their money. During the 17th and 18th centuries, several of these provinces and even some major cities had the right to mint their own coins. This created a fascinating but incredibly confusing situation. A coin from the province of Holland might look slightly different from a coin from Zeeland or Friesland. While they were often supposed to have the same value, small differences in weight or silver content could cause problems and mistrust among traders. Imagine you are a shopkeeper in Utrecht. A customer from Gelderland comes in to buy something and wants to pay with coins minted in his home province. You would have to carefully inspect each coin. Is it the right weight? Does it have the correct amount of silver? Is it even real, or is it a counterfeit? This complexity was a part of daily life. People carried special books or charts that listed the different coins and their accepted values. It made trade slower and more complicated. You couldn't just quickly count out the change, you had to be a bit of a coin expert just to do your daily shopping. The designs on these provincial coins were a way for each region to express its own identity. For example, coins from Zeeland might feature the provincial coat of arms, showing a lion rising from the sea, symbolizing their struggle against the water. Coins from West Friesland often depicted knights or local symbols. This variety makes these coins beautiful and historically interesting for collectors today, but at the time, it was a practical nightmare. A merchant traveling from Groningen in the north to Maastricht in the south would have to deal with a dizzying array of different currencies along his journey. This lack of a single national standard was a barrier to smooth and efficient trade within the Republic itself. This kingdom of coins was a reflection of the political structure of the Dutch Republic. Power was decentralized, and the provinces guarded their privileges jealously, including the right to mint money. While this system worked for a time, driven by the sheer economic power of the Golden Age, it was clear that it was inefficient. As the centuries passed, the need for a simpler, more unified system grew stronger. The beautiful, diverse coins of the provinces were a testament to regional pride, but they were also a puzzle that slowed down the gears of commerce. A solution was needed to bring order to this monetary chaos. In the middle of the chaotic world of provincial coins, a revolutionary institution was born. In 1609, the city of Amsterdam established the Amsterdamse Wisselbank, or the Bank of Amsterdam. This was not a bank like we know today, where you can get a loan to buy a house. Its main purpose was to solve the problem of all the different, unreliable coins that were causing so much trouble for merchants. The bank was created to be a stable and trustworthy place to handle money. It was a groundbreaking idea that would change the face of international finance and make Amsterdam the financial capital of the world for over a century. Here is how it worked. A merchant could bring his collection of coins, Rijksdaalders from Holland, Ducatons from Zeeland, and even foreign coins from Spain or Germany, to the bank. The bank's experts would carefully assess the value of all these different coins based on the pure silver they contained. They would then credit the merchant's account with a standardized, reliable currency called bank money or bank guilders. This bank money existed only in the bank's ledgers, but it was trusted by everyone because it was backed by the actual silver and gold held securely in the bank's vaults. This new system made trade incredibly simple and efficient. Instead of carrying heavy bags of physical coins to complete a deal, two merchants who both had an account at the bank could settle a transaction with a simple instruction. One merchant would tell the bank to transfer a certain amount of bank guilders from his account to the other merchant's account. This was done with a written note, a bit like an early form of a check or a bank transfer. It was safe, it was fast, and it eliminated all the uncertainty about the value and quality of physical coins. This innovation was a major reason why Amsterdam's trade flourished so spectacularly. The Bank of Amsterdam became a symbol of Dutch reliability and honesty. It was known throughout Europe that the bank was safe and that its bank money was always good. For decades, the bank held 100% of the deposits in its vaults, meaning every bank guilder in an account was backed by a real guilder's worth of precious metal. This stability attracted merchants from all over the world to do their business in Amsterdam. The bank was a public institution, guaranteed by the city itself, which added to its reputation. It was a brilliant solution to the provincial coin puzzle and a key ingredient in the success of the Dutch Golden Age. Money is not just about prosperity and peaceful trade, its story also reflects times of crisis and hardship. The Second World War, from 1940 to 1945, brought immense challenges to the Netherlands, and this was clearly visible in its currency. During the German occupation, the country faced severe shortages of many materials, including the metals used to make coins like bronze, nickel, and silver. The occupying forces needed these metals for their war effort, so, as a result, the familiar Dutch coins began to disappear from circulation. People started hoarding them, trusting the value of silver way more than the paper money issued by the occupiers. To deal with this, the Germans forced the Royal Dutch Mint to produce new coins made from cheaper, less valuable materials. The familiar silver and bronze coins were replaced by coins made of zinc. These zinc coins were dull, gray, and felt light and cheap in the hand. They corroded easily and quickly looked worn and ugly. For the Dutch people, these coins were, honestly, just a constant, daily reminder of the occupation. They became a symbol of scarcity and foreign control. Using this war money was a grim necessity, but people really longed for the return of their old, reliable silver guilders and Rijksdaalders. When the war finally ended in 1945, the country was in ruins, and its financial system was in chaos. The government faced the massive task of rebuilding the economy and restoring trust in the currency. One of the first steps was to get rid of the worthless zinc coins and the old paper money that had been compromised during the occupation. In a famous operation, all pre-war banknotes were declared invalid, and people had to turn them in. New coins made from traditional metals were slowly reintroduced. The return of silver coins featuring the portrait of Queen Wilhelmina was a powerful symbol of liberation and the beginning of recovery. The story of wartime money really shows how deeply currency is connected to national identity and morale. The zinc coins represented a loss of sovereignty and prosperity, while the return of the old-style silver coins symbolized hope and the restoration of freedom. This period also led to some interesting emergency currencies. For example, some towns and cities issued their own paper notes for a short time right after the liberation, simply because there was a shortage of official money. These crisis coins and notes are now rare collectibles, tangible pieces of history that tell a story of resilience and survival in one of the darkest chapters of Dutch history. In a monarchy, the coins of the realm are a direct reflection of the head of state. For most of the 20th century, the Netherlands was led by two beloved queens, and their portraits graced the nation's currency. Queen Juliana reigned from 1948 to 1980. Her coins were part of the daily lives of the post-war generation, the people who rebuilt the country. The portrait of Queen Juliana on the coins was traditional and stately. It showed her facing right, a classic profile that projected stability and continuity during a period of great social and economic change. These were the coins of the baby boomers, the currency of growing prosperity. When Queen Beatrix ascended to the throne in 1980, it was time for a new design. This change marked a significant shift in the style of Dutch coinage. Instead of a traditional, realistic portrait, the new coins for Queen Beatrix featured a modern, abstract design created by the artist Bruno Ninneber van Iben. The portrait was not a simple profile but a stylized silhouette, a graphic representation that was very different from any coin the Dutch had seen before. This modern design was controversial at first. Some people found it cold or impersonal, but it came to be seen as a reflection of the Netherlands as a modern, design-focused country. This contrast between the coins of Juliana and Beatrix tells a story about the changing identity of the Netherlands. Juliana's coins represent a more traditional, post-war era focused on rebuilding and stability. They are simple, classic, and reassuring. Beatrix's coins, on the other hand, represent a more contemporary, forward-looking nation. They embrace modern art and design, showing a country that is confident and not afraid to be different. This artistic difference meant that you could immediately tell if you were holding an older or a newer coin just by the style of the Queen's portrait. The reigns of these two queens covered more than half a century of Dutch history. Their coins passed through the hands of millions of people, used to buy everything from the first color televisions to the first personal computers. These coins were not just metal discs with a value, they were miniature portraits of the nation's leader, circulating through every part of society. When the guilder was replaced by the euro, a new series of Dutch euro coins was minted featuring a new portrait of Queen Beatrix, again in a modern style. These coins connect the long tradition of royal portraiture with the new reality of a shared European currency. What happens to all the old coins and banknotes when a country changes its currency? What about the Roman coins found in a field, the provincial coins from the Golden Age, or the emergency money from wartime? They are not simply thrown away. These valuable pieces of history are carefully preserved and studied. In the Netherlands, the most important collection of these monetary treasures is housed in the Nationale Numismatische Collectie, which is managed by De Nederlandsche Bank, the central bank of the Netherlands. This collection is like a national library, but instead of books, it holds the story of money. The National Numismatic Collection is vast, containing over 500,000 objects. It includes not just Dutch coins and banknotes from every era, but also currencies from all over the world. It has ancient Greek and Roman coins, medieval pennies, and modern digital currency concepts. The collection serves as a physical archive of our economic history. Researchers, historians, and archaeologists use the collection to understand the past. By studying the metals, designs, and locations where coins were found, they can learn about old trade routes, the economic health of a society, and the political messages that rulers wanted to send to their people. Preserving these items is a delicate task. Old paper money can be fragile, and ancient coins can corrode if not stored properly. The NNC uses special climate-controlled vaults and protective cases to ensure that these objects survive for future generations to study and appreciate. The collection is not just kept locked away in a vault, however. The bank regularly lends objects to museums for public exhibitions. This allows everyone to see these fascinating pieces of history up close. Seeing a 2,000-year-old Roman coin or a beautifully designed guilder banknote can make history feel real and personal. The work of the National Numismatic Collection ensures that the story of Dutch money is not forgotten. From the first Roman denarii that crossed the Rhine to the last guilder that was spent before the euro, each object in the collection tells a part of the larger story of the Netherlands. It shows how money has evolved from simple pieces of metal to a complex global system. It reminds us that the coins in our pockets are more than just a means to buy things. They are small pieces of history, connecting us to the generations that came before us and the economic journey that has shaped our world.